إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد، فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. اللهم أجرنا من النار. أما بعد، قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: ما طلعت الشمس ولا غربت على يوم أفضل من يوم الجمعة. He said عليه الصلاة والسلام that the sun did not rise or set on a day better than Friday. هدانا الله له وضل عن الناس. Allah guided us to it and people missed it. That is, in another hadith, he عليه الصلاة والسلام want us to begin to understand the ni'mah of Friday. That actually so many people missed it, but Allah Azza wa Jal told you about it and guided you through it to what He likes. That it is a day of so much barakah in it, that Allah Azza wa Jal preserved it for the best of the Ummah, Ummatu Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And not only that, He said, جَعَلَهُ اللَّهُ لَنَا عِيدًا. Allah made it a Eid for us. And finally, subhanAllah, it's not only important today, it's been important since the beginning and would be important till the end. He said, alayhi salatu wassalam, فِيهِ خُلِقَ آدم. Adam was created on a Friday. وَفِيهِ أُدْخِلَ الْجَنَّةِ. He was admitted to Jannah on a Friday. وَفِيهِ أُخْرِجَ مِنْهَا. He left Jannah on a Friday. وَهَبَطَ إِلَى الْأَرْضِ يَوْمَ الْجُمُعَةِ. He was descended down to earth on a Friday, and he died on a Friday, alayhi salam. So that's the beginning of our story. It was on Friday. And the end of the story on this earth is going to be on a Friday. He said, alayhi salatu wassalam, وَفِيهِ النَّفْخَةِ وَفِيهِ الصَّاقَةِ. On Friday, there's the nafkha, the blowing, and the saqa, the death of humanity, that will take place on a Friday. And he said something interesting about the animals, the living beings, excluding humans and jinn. He said, وَمَا مِن دَابَّةٍ إِلَّا وَهِيَ وَسِيخَةٌ مِنْ صُبْحِ ذَلِكَ الْيَوْمِ حَتَّى تَطْلُعَ الشَّمْسِ. He said, there is no living being except the jinn and the ins, except that they are frightened and they are listening attentively from Fajr till sunrise to see whether the day of judgment is going to start on that Friday or not. And that tells you that the day of judgment will start in that period. The beginning of it is between Fajr and sunrise. So the beginning and the end. And after that, he alayhi salatu wassalam said, Allah Azza wa Jal will gather days and will gather Friday. Zahra'a munira. Friday will actually take a shape on the day of judgment, will be Zahra, glowing and shining. حولها أهلها. Around Friday will be its people. The people of Friday. تضيء لهم الطريق. It will enlighten the way for them. They say that the color will be like snow of these people. And they will smell like musk. And people will admire them until they enter Jannah. So it tells you the people of the Quran who study the Quran until they are known for it. And there are people of Hadith, also they are known, and there's people of Jum'ah. And we ask Allah Rabbil Alameen, when we listen of all these things, that Allah Azza wa Jal make us people of Jum'ah. And we know these things, but we need reminders. So he said alayhi salatu wassalam in a hadith, من اغتسل يوم الجمعة ووضع من الطيب ولبس من أحسن ثيابه ودنا من الإمام وصلى ما كتب الله له ولم يلغو ولم يؤذي أحدا ولم يفرق بين اثنين غفر له ما بين الجمعتين وزيادة 3 أيام. If a person bathes on a Friday, meaning with the intention that I'm doing this for the Salah, he bathes on Friday and he puts on perfume, and this is excluded for men only. and puts the best clothes he has. Because this is Eid. And this is what we do on Eid. You bathe, you put the best clothes, you put perfume. And he says he comes close to the Imam. And he prays as much as Allah would like for him to pray. And he does not hurt anyone. And he does not engage in unnecessary speech while the Imam is talking. He says, alayhi salatu wassalam, indeed, his sins between this Friday and the previous one will be forgiven in addition to 3 days. Meaning he will get the reward of forgiveness for 10 days only for that act that he did. Friday, as some scholars said, is the mirror of the week. The Prophet ﷺ said, الصلوات الخمس والجمعة إلى الجمعة ورمضان إلى رمضان كفارة لما بينهن ما اجتنبت الكبائر. He said the 5 daily prayers and the Friday to the other and Ramadan to the other, they forgive the sins that between as long as you avoid the major sins. So the scholars said based on that Al-Hajj is the mirror of your life because it's an obligation once. So how well you perform it and the effort that you put in it for it to be mabrur, righteous, determines the rest of your life. What you've done before and how the rest of your life will be after the Hajj determines it. Because Al-Hajjul Mabrur, like the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, لَيْسَ لَهُ جَزَاءٌ إِلَّا الْجَنَّةِ. It has no reward but Jannah. So if you do it well, that's the mirror of your life. That means you succeed, inshallah. And Ramadan is the mirror of the year. How well you perform during Ramadan, and if you're diligent in your ibadah, that will influence the rest of the year. So if Ramadan is safe for you, if you obey Allah during Ramadan, Allah will preserve you for the rest of the year. Well, Jumu'ah is the mirror of the week, Friday. If you put an effort in your Jumu'ah, Allah will bless the rest of your week for you. So bathing, he said عليه الصلاة والسلام, من اغتسل يوم الجمعة لم يزل في طهارة حتى الجمعة الأخرى أو كما قال. He said if you bathe on a Friday, you will continue to be in a state of purity till the next Jumu'ah. And that's not a physical purity. You still need to make wudu, but the influence of that purification will touch your soul for the rest of the week, inshallah. So something that can be taken lightly and is needed for you to make your Jumu'ah a blessed Friday. This is how you start. And it changes your attitude about the rest of the day and the rest of the week because you look forward to it. And in another hadith, he said, alayhi salatu wassalam, من غسل واغتسل وبكر وابتكر ومشى ولم يركب ودنا من الإمام ولم يلغو كتب له بكل خطوة أجر سنة قيامها وصيامها. He said, alayhi salatu wassalam, one who bathe, meaning wash his hair and the rest of his body, وبكر وابتكر, he comes early to the masjid, and he walks and he does not take ride, and he comes close to the Imam and listen attentively and does not engage in unnecessary speech or actions, he will get for each step that he takes a year's reward. It's fasting and night prayer. For each step, only for these things that you come before coming to the Salat. Imagine the reward. So let's understand what the Prophet ﷺ is saying and what he wants from us. The first one is to bathe, and it's given. It would take only 5 minutes from us. وَبَكَّرَ وَابْتَكَرَ, he came early. So every Eid has an offering. For Eid al-Fitr, you pay a zakat. For Eid al-Adha, there's an animal sacrifice. Where's the offering for this Eid? He said, alayhi salatu wassalam, al-muhajjiru ila salat kaman qarraba badana. Whoever who comes early, the earliest to the salat, it's as if he is offering a camel to Allah subhanahu. And the one who comes after, it's as if he's offering a cow. And then who's coming after, it's as if he's offering a sheep. And then it's like he's offering a chicken. And then who comes later, before the Imam comes, it's as if he offer an egg. Offerings. But at least an egg is better than nothing. So the earliest that you can come, Allah Azza wa Jal will write this, that you offered something to Allah Azza wa Jal. And think about it, that you're getting yourself ready for the salat because you're sitting and you're remembering Allah Azza wa Jal and you are mentioning His name and the salah and the salam upon the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. So you say, when I come early, what should I do? So first of all, salah, nafil. Pray as many rak'ah as you can. Then sit and read Surah Al-Kahf. If you cannot read it, then schedule a time for you to read it. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, and we all know this, but it's just a reminder, because we always need to hear it again. من قرأ سورة الكهف يوم الجمعة أضاء الله من النور ما بين الجمعتين. If you read Surah Al-Kahf on a Friday, you will have light between the two Fridays. And in another hadith, أضاء له من النور ما بينه وبين البيت العتيق. He said you will have light between you and the oldest house, which is Al-Kaaba. So you will have a special connection to the Kaaba, a light from here till the next Friday, only by reading Surah Al-Kahf, 20 minutes. And he also said, عليه الصلاة والسلام, أكثروا من الصلاة علي فإن صلاتكم معروضة علي. He said, increase salat upon me and for me, because it will be represented to me. So while you're sitting waiting for the salah, اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد. 100 times, 200, 500. Because the more you do, the closer you will be to the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. And don't say, I love him. If you love him, you will mention him. And if you mention, you will love him more. That's how you will have the Prophet ﷺ, that he wants you to show that your love to him. ﷺ. And if you cannot do it during Friday, schedule a time where you can do it after Fajr, after Asr, but you promise yourself that I will do it 100 times every week. Stick to that, and then it will grow, inshallah, and it's something great. So, bakkara wa abtakar. What if I'm late and I come to the masjid after the Imam start and the Mu'adhin called the Adhan? He said, عليه الصلاة والسلام, قال إذا كان يوم الجمعة, when it's Friday, there will be angels sitting at the doors at the entrance of the mosque, writing the names of everybody who came inside. Until the Mu'adhin start to call the Adhan and the Imam is on the minbar, they close the books and they sit down. Then a tabi'i asked a sahabi, he said, so it won't be written for those who come late that they attended Friday? He said, it will be written for them that they have attended Friday, but their names will not be in those books. Their names will not be in those books. It's exclusive to those who come early. And maybe some of us have an excuse. I'm working, I'm doing this and that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the excuse more than anyone else. But if you have the intention that if I could, I would, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will write it for you. And on the days off, test yourself. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you the opportunity to move the hours of the day, that maybe I can work, maybe late or early, I can use that to come early to a Friday. If you want the intention, if you're genuine in your intention, because when I have a day off, do I still come late? Or when I can come early, do I still come or come late? Test yourself, because you want your names to be recorded in that book, and it will be presented to Allah Azza wa Jal. What an honorable mention that is. And he said, alayhi salatu wassalam, Masha walam yarka. He walks and he does not ride. And again, some would say, this is not really easy here. So do your best. You can park as far as you can and walk the rest to the masjid. By doing that, you're giving another brother who's coming late the opportunity to take your space, but also you're doing a sunnah. You are reviving the sunnah of actually walking to the house of Allah Azza wa Jal as far as you can, as long as it's convenient and there's no hardship in it. Once the Sahabi saw another one walking to the masjid on a Friday, فقال له أبشر فإن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قد قال من اغبرت قدماه في سبيل الله حرمهم الله على النار. He saw him walking to a Friday and he said, hear the good news. The Prophet ﷺ said that when your feet becomes dusty because of Allah Azza wa Jal, hellfire will never touch them. So this is fi sabilillah. And that's the sacrifice that Allah Azza wa Jal loves. May Allah Azza wa Jal makes us among those who sacrifice. And you say, أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه غفور رحيم. رب اغفر لي الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه وأصلي وأسلم على رسوله محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. We continue عليه الصلاة والسلام in that hadith قال ودنا من الإمام. He comes close to the Imam. So if you come early and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala favors you to come closer to the Imam, and he said وَلَمْ يَلْغُوا, and he did not commit lahu. Lahu is unnecessary actions or talks. So if you tell your brother who's talking and you tell him unsit, listen, if you just tell him listen, this is lahu. وَمَنْ مَصَّ الْحَصَى فَقَدْ لَغَى. If you're playing with the pebbles or with the carpet while the Imam is giving the khutbah, this is considered lahu, unnecessary movement, unnecessary speech. So what happens if this is the case? You lose the reward of the Jumu'ah. You perform the application, but you lose the reward. But also if people are sitting together, and they said, وَلَمْ يُفَرِّقْ بَيْنَ اثْنَيْنِ, it did not stir between two people. People are sitting together, you come and you impose yourself between them without their permission. You're not allowed to do this. You have to take permission, and if they allow you, you can. Otherwise, you can't. So you have to take care that when you come to the Salatul Jumu'ah, before the Salah, in the parking lot, you don't hurt anybody. You don't want to lose the reward of Al-Jumu'ah. So when we do this, imagine every step that you take from your home to here, you will get the reward of a whole year fasting and praying the nights. And that is the reward that waits for the believers. And for those who take Jumu'ah very seriously, and he said also in the hadith, استمع وأنصت. استمع means listens with his ears. وأنصت listens with his heart. And that is the beauty of coming to the masjid and reading Quran and making dua and remembering the Prophet ﷺ, because it would make you ready to the khutbah. And if not, your thought and mind would be distracted. So it's not enough for the person to be physically here. The heart also should be here. وَإِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنُ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنصِتُوا, meaning your ears and your heart as well. And the same for the khutbah. So if we do this, then Friday will be special. It's special in the dunya and in the akhirah. And I want to emphasize that we have to make Friday something unique, something like a Eid, a tremendous Eid, a beautiful Eid, based on the worship of Allah Azza wa Jalla. If you neglect that, and it would be just like any day, and you would lose the reward in it. But if you honor it, Allah Azza wa Jalla will honor you, and you will get the reward. If you forget about Friday and you don't attend it, the one who misses 3 consecutive Fridays, he said alayhi salatu wassalam about them, طبع الله على قلبه. And in another hadith, فهو منافق. He said he's a hypocrite, and Allah will put a seal on his heart. It's not something light. Friday is a must, and honoring it, it's an honor by itself. So make it special. Make it special for yourself, and make it special for your family. Let your family and your children feel that this is a special day. From the moment they wake up, the smell in the house is different. What they have on breakfast and lunch, the perfume that you put inside the house, the energy inside the house. Everything should feel like this is a special day. It's a Eid. Because when you honor Friday, it would stay with them when they are older. And they will always remember my mom used to do this on Friday, my father used to do this on Friday. And inshallah, they will continue to do this after. And whenever life would take them, they will come back because of these memories that they have that you used to do on that day. And there's nothing bad to cook something special on Friday. Always make something special about this day. So bring it back to life. Come early to the Salat. Be recorded among those who has it attended. Offer as big animal as you can as a sacrifice. And mention Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember him, remember the Prophet ﷺ. If you invest in your Friday, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would bless the rest of your week. And if you can donate, make it a habit. And alhamdulillah, here in this masjid, you can have automated donation that you can do it on your behalf. So $1, $2, $5, make it as a continuous sadaqah that you can set and you can forget about. So we ask رب العالمين أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين اجعلنا من أهل الجمعة. Make us people of Friday. Make us of those whose du'as are answered on a Friday. Make us of those who make the good offering on that day. Make us people who comes early on this Jum'ah. And make us people who are blessed on that day, Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Ya Allah, make Friday a true Eid for us, Ya Rabbil Alameen. عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله فاليوم عمل ولا حساب وغدا حساب ولا عمل يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم وأصلي وأسلم على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم طاعة لله القائل في كتابه إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين اللهم وأعل بفضلك كلمتي الحق والدين اللهم إنك ترانا في بيتك اللهم لا تدع في هذا الموقف ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا أسيرا إلا فككت أسره ولا مجاهدا إلا نصرته ولا طالب حاجة لك فيها رضا إلا قضيتها ويسرتها يا رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا وأقم الصلاة